All right, so today we're going over the newly redesigned QF5i. We call it I for inside out flow. So we had a market need from a few customers that spurred the design of this filter. So basically what they were looking for was system protection in cold start situations. It really originated with some of our customers in Canada. What we've put together here is a filter that has inside-out flow with a magnetic filter rod that hangs down through the center of the element. And what that allows us to do is catch those ferromagnetic particles while the filter is in bypass. A lot of these filters were running on frac rigs with really heavyweight lube oils. So this is really designed around those that have ISO 220 lube oil, 90 weight gear oil, that kind of thing. So, when your oil is that heavy and your viscosity is that high, especially at cold temperatures, these things are running over bypass for, sometimes a couple of hours every time you start up the unit. So when your lube oil is protecting a $250,000 Quintuplex pump, you want to have something in there for a little added security. So it's really what we put it on the, durable QF5 design, and it really came up with a one-stop shop solution for what they're looking for. So we'll go through a little bit of the overall design in a little more detail. So we're using our tried and true QCL elements, the Coreless elements, just with basically the media pack flipped inside out for the inside out flow. We're also equipping them with the MS13 indicator, which is an electrical visual indicator. Comes with 60 psi cracking pressure bypasses designed up in the head to allow the inside out flow. And then we have the optional magnet, but it's really designed, around the magnet. So we don't really view that as optional. The built-in bypass plugs. So what we did was we moved the bypass in the QF5 up into the head to allow the flow to go past the magnetic filter rod prior to exiting the filter in bypass cold start conditions. So, you can see here we have 4 smaller bypasses designed up in the head of that to keep up with the 300 gallon a minute possible flow through the 39-inch Q elements. So just to really make it suitable for those cold start conditions. Another thing that we did was if you go to an inside out element, then you have to support those elements. So we have a outside support cage or perforated tube that goes on the outside of the elements to give you a good support whenever you're hitting these elements with, large slugs of high volume, heavyweight lube oil. So that gives you a really stable element that keeps your beta ratios and everything in check and your beta stability where it needs to be during, any level of operation of the filter, whether it be 20 gallons a minute or 200 gallons a minute. It really helps the overall support of the media. So lastly is the shielded rare earth magnets. There are a few companies out there that advertise some magnetic rods like this, but a lot of them, the magnets are so strong and they aren't shielded correctly to where you can't clean them by hand. So you have to take the magnet out of the filter and power wash it. Well, in a lot of these applications where, frac rigs and even in-plant filtration and that kind of thing, you don't have a power washer right there when you're changing the element out. So you don't have to take the magnetic rod all the way out to the wash down bay and power wash it out. This magnetic rod is easy to clean by hand, gets shielded by a stainless steel sleeve. So they don't require the power washer. So suspended inside the internal element, you see it hanging here from the bypass bushing. That really allows the flow to come in the filter, go past the magnet first, which is actually going to, lengthen your element life as well. And then, exit through the media and out the filter. So it's really a good solution for customers who have issues with cold temperatures or just looking for other options to pull in, either, submicron particles, even the smaller particles that filter elements can't capture. So put this together. It's sort of an ROI calculator, how we're looking at it, what the magnet really does. So for cold start days, we're talking 50 degrees or below on heavyweight lube oil. Say there's 120 days a year that you start and stop your machine, 60 minutes a day to bring it up to temperature. Say if it was going across the filter instead of in bypass, you'd be getting, 18, 15, 13 going to your machine versus maybe 22, 2017 that's in your tank. At 75 gallons a minute, which is what typically these lube skids are, that's a yearly pounds of contaminant of nearly 50 pounds of contaminant and dirt that would be going to your hydraulic components versus what the magnetics are able to capture. So, if you really think about it, that's a couple of 20-pound bags of floor dry going through your hydraulic system. That's good for no one. So a few of them are large ferrous particles. Say, something chips out of your tank, a piece of weld slag or something like that. It could cause instantaneous catastrophic failure. So, it's really just another line of defense to keep your hydraulics up and running as efficient as they should. So that's the overview. We'll be working on catalog pages for the new QF5i, or those are in the works. And then, we're shipping these things now. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to contact myself or Wei Yu, who's our product specialist, and we'd be happy to answer any questions on the Schroeder QF5i.